What's going on, man? We back here for another one. Field level family. We have made it. We are recapping day one of the NFL. We have gotten to that part in time where it's just like, bro, it went down today, y'all.
It went down.
It went down today, man. I think. Let me say this. It makes me feel better that I have this opportunity to be with y'all on here and talk and kind of get through what has happened. Because any other time I'd be in a whole depression right now, bro. I'm gonna just keep it all the way live for y'all. Be in a whole entire depression. We had a very interesting day, man, in the NFL today, and I think it's only right that we kick it off and we get it going, man. Let's jump into it today. Y'all ready? Let's just jump in and let's go game by game. And let's start off here. Let's start off. We got the first game on our ticker, as you can see down there below. All scores are on the ticker down there. Let's start off with the Chargers Bengals. Bengals, West Coast football, AFC West. I believe. Did I pick the Chargers to win?
I believe we both did, sir.
Yeah. What about CT? Did you pick the Chargers to win, bro?
We don't need a bit around the bush. No, I didn't.
Okay. See, this is honest, and this is just the honest to God truth. This is just me actually inquiring because I don't quite remember. So I'm just kind of like actually trying to inquire to make sure that this is what I thought it was. I just like I told you, Joe Burrow. I do have to say I apologize. He did have a decent outing. First game out. First game as the NFL starting quarterback. I'm not mad at him. I think that he had a couple that run up the middle for the touchdown. Solid little move. I didn't think that he would be able to do that in the NFL. Let's go through some stats here. Let's go through some stats here as I'm looking at it. Box score says this: Tyrod Taylor, 16 of 30. I did not expect Tyrod Taylor to throw 30 passes.
Really?
I didn't. I thought that they would kind of keep him in that 25 to 20 range on throwing the ball. I thought that they were going to run the ball a lot more. I thought Austin Ekeler would have upwards of 25 carries. Austin Ekeler came in at 19 carries, 84 yards. Josh Kelly, rookie out of UCLA, like that guy a lot coming out. 12 carries, 60 yards, 1 touchdown, average 5 yards a carry. Not bad. Not bad. Tyrod Taylor had a QBR of 26. QBR of 26. That was almost abysmal, you know what I mean? But 16 to 30, 208 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. The biggest surprise on the day for me, honestly, was if you watched Hard Knocks, if you got around to it at all, Mike Williams had actually went down and did not know if he was going to play today because he had an AC joint sprain. Came out and led all receivers, I should say, with 4 catches, 69 yards. My man, Hunter Henry, came
welcome
out
back.
Welcome back in a big way. 5 catches, 73 yards. Keenan Allen had a pretty mediocre day, 4 catches, 37 yards. But at the end of the day, they got it done. Casey Hayward came in, 12 tackles. They got it done against the Bengals. I think the Bengals still had a good day. Joe Burrow did throw 36 times. 1 pick, not bad. 193 yards. This is what kind of got me. Joe Burrow, 8 carries for 46 yards. Did not see that coming. Did not see the 8 carries for 46 yards. I thought, Joe Burrow's not a mobile quarterback. You didn't see him as a mobile quarterback coming out, but 8 carries, 46 yards. Joe Mixon 19 carries, 69 yards, and AJ Green 5 catches, 51 yards. Welcome back, AJ.
That's another candidate for comeback player of the year that we didn't even think about.
Didn't even touch on him. But how did this game shape up and look in your eyes, Quan?
You know what? I thought it was good for Burrow to get his feet wet. But you said he threw 36 passes.
36 passes.
Yep.
193 yards.
Yeah.
Man, that needs to improve. But he is a rookie, so we'll give him time to grow. You know what I mean? But he can run. He's mobile. If you watch some of his college games, his big games, he kind of got himself out of trouble. He's not. He ain't no Lamar Jackson or no Josh Allen. But he can get it done if needed. The Chargers, Tyrod Taylor. Yes, you got the dub, and at the end of the day, that's really all that matters. Is that you're a veteran. You led your team to a dub. But you keep putting up QBRs like that. and you keep doing that, Keenan Allen is not going for 4 catches, 36 yards every week, bruh.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna do that, man, they might as well put in Herbert and let it go. But Tyrod has always been serviceable. He's careful, but he's serviceable. So he got the dub. I do believe Casey, like you said, Casey Hayward probably led the team in tackles. Casey Hayward is nothing to sneeze at. Pro Bowl corner, all pro, very good. I didn't see the Bosa jump up in the stat line too much.
One sack.
Bosa had 1 sack, but he had 2 tackles for a loss. And he had 3 hits on the quarterback, so he impacted the game. You know what I mean?
He impacted the game for sure. So maybe that had an effect on Burrow. But all in all, man, the Chargers got the dub. I believe they got that dub on the road, so that's always nothing to sneeze at. You got the dub. You want to know you're going next week. So congrats on the Chargers. But Tyrod, man, you gotta knock it off, man. Come on, man.
Tyrod got to do better. CT, how did you look at that game? Anything jump out to you, or how did you feel about the way that shook out?
I enjoyed the game. Very competitive. Good first game for a rookie quarterback just to get his feet wet in the NFL. I'll take the handoff and talk about the Chargers first. With Tyrod, I think you'll start to see that balance out in regards to how many times he needs to throw the ball as they get Eckler, Kelly, and Jackson involved in the run game moving forward. Keenan Allen will put up better numbers as he gets a better feel for how Tyrod will work with him. And if he's not getting enough, like you said, Quan, Herbert could be on the horizon sooner rather than later. You guys mentioned Burrow. Also, Kenneth Murray. Is it Kenneth Murray?
Yep.
Yeah.
Kenneth Murray was second on there with 8 tackles. So
we like that.
Yeah. Got to shout him out, man.
Shout out to the Rook.
Very proud of what he did today. But, in regards to Burrow, with Bosa, I got to say, with those pressures, I'm sure that alluded to why he got, 8 attempts for 46 yards. He had to move, So good to see AJ Green back. We'll see what we got with Josh Ross and how he'll ascend with his new quarterback, Burrow.
John Ross, excuse me.
So really excited about what the Bengals can become, in the next few years, because I think they'll put some more pieces around him. And Burrow, he looks like he's a smart guy and can really adapt to the NFL. So it'll take some time, but, I think they have a bright future with Burrow.
Yeah, no doubt. So the Chargers start off the year 1-0. Shout out to the Chargers 1-0. Good showing, but, it was against a Bengals team that I'm not too high on. So I'm not going to put too much weight in that victory. I'm just be honest with that. Next game that we're going to touch on tonight, we're going to go right in order. Same way the ticker's rolling left to right. We're going to go in order. Cardinals 24 over the San Francisco 49ers 20. Have your moment.
Week one.
Let's go.
Have your moment. This game for me, guys, and I'm gonna just touch on it real quick, and I'm gonna throw it to you guys because I don't want to stay here long. It's an emotional moment.
Keep it real.
No, I'm gonna keep it all the way real. I just felt like the 49ers weren't good at any facets of football today. They had lapses in special teams with the punt block. The defense just and I don't want to overreact, right? Like we say, it is week 1. I don't want to overreact. However, it just always kind of seems like the Cardinals are right there with the 49ers every game, even going back to last year. If you look at those 2 games last year, it came down to last possessions of the game. This one, just like that, came down to last possessions. We just didn't get it done. Had a chance to win the game late, didn't get it done. Jimmy Garoppolo looked terrible. Like I said, Jimmy Garoppolo looked terrible to me. Stat line on Jimmy was 19 of 33, which doesn't sound bad. But when you go on for 259 and 2 touchdowns, it sounds like he had a good day. 3 sacks. Sounds like he had a decent day. But when you go down to this stat line, and I tell you guys that when you're a quarterback, you have to find receivers, right? The 49ers receivers were terrible today. Kendrick Bourne, love him to death, but he definitely showed he's not a number 1 or a number 2 today. Can't get it done by himself. What?
Go ahead.
Yeah, Kendrick. I mean, he just did. When you watch that guy play football, I'm not saying he's a bad player, Quan. I'm just saying that he's not a number 1, nor is he a number 2. Kendrick Bourne is a great third receiver, but because of the position that we're in right now, he had to be a number 1 today and could not fill the shoes of a number 1 receiver. When you look at it like this, the 49ers receivers today caught 4 balls for 41 yards.
Caught how many balls? Say that again.
4 balls for 41 yards at the wide receiver position. That's, I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what else to say. When you had 1, 2, 3, all of you, literally every running back that played today caught a ball. So it was a lot of checkdowns. Literally every running back that played today caught a ball, a lot of checkdowns. And then when you go back and you see George Kittle had 0 catches in the second half. 0 catches in the second half. And I just didn't know what was going on. It was kind of weird. Like the play calling was weird. The personnels were weird to me. Everything was just kind of a little bit off to me. We were all so very excited for Jordan Reed. Jordan Reed had 2 targets today. 2 targets, 2 catches for 12 yards, and didn't see the field much. Didn't see the field much at all. Let's just be honest. I felt like we used Mostert like he was a featured back. Like he was like a guy. Like he was like, Ezekiel Elliott or Derrick Henry kind of back, when we've seen in past that Raheem Mostert has a great ability to make things happen in short, small spurts. You know what I mean? And you go, he'll have 16, 17 carries, but it won't be consecutive. You know what I'm saying? It'll be kind of like a carry here, a carry there. Throw somebody else in, spell him. But I just felt like we used him as if he was just like a every down bell cow back, and he's not that. Defense looked terrible. I talked about it the other day. Jaquiski Tartt, for me, he just can't cover. He can't cover. And it was what it was. And I think, if anything, it showed to me how much we missed Defoe.
I'm glad you said. I'm gonna let you finish, but I was saying that all day.
Yeah, it just showed to me how much we missed Defoe. Not from a playing standpoint, so to speak, but just a leadership. Having another guy out there to bring the morale up. So for me, it wasn't great. Kyler Murray had a great day. What did Kyler Murray do? Kyler Murray had 26 to 40, 230 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, but he also almost had 100 yards rushing, 13 carries, 91 yards. Kenyon Drake, we just make him look too good. Like how do we make that guy look good? It eats me alive. DeAndre Hopkins, 14 catches, 151 yards.
Monster.
That boy went crazy, and what he did was, for me, he made me question Emmanuel Mosley. I have to say it. I had been on the Emmanuel Mosley train all off season, and I love the guy to death. Gave me a birthday shout out to dude. But when your starting corner has 15 tackles, somebody's catching the ball. When he has 15 tackles, he almost had double the amount of solo tackles than Fred Warner. Fred Warner had 6 solo tackles. Emmanuel Mosley had 11 solo tackles. Houston, we have a problem. CT, go ahead. Tell me how you feel about your Niners, man.
I'm gonna start with the team that won the game and give them their praise. Really enjoyed watching Kyler Murray. He's frustrating as hell, don't get me wrong, but the man, he's a playmaker. He makes things happen. He is a I'll get it done type of attitude. You can tell he was zoned into this game from the jump, essentially. We had an opportunity to kind of put the stamper down on Arizona, and we didn't early. So we paid for it. We kept them in the game, and we gave them a lot of opportunity. So defensively, I thought that they played pretty well. I thought we schemed them up very well, meaning the Niners, early on, and we just got very stagnant, got very reliant on the run game. I think part of it, just to dive in psychologically, I think, I was in and out of the game, and I know Kittle had an injury, came back, and they didn't use him the same. Maybe that was because of the injury. Maybe that was because they were nervous to continue to use him and, potentially get another injury. So maybe it was a preservation and just kind of let's get him in to block, essentially, or as a decoy threat. Which, when George Kittle in the game, you got to utilize him the best way possible. If he's good enough to be in there, then you got to use him. So that was a slip. Moser ran the ball 15 times. He's a rhythm back, so you have to find the right packages for him. I think that starting him wasn't a bad idea. I think that essentially the way to stop him, because he's the halfback draw king. If you want to stop him, you put more people in the box. You make it challenging, and it became a running game for us when essentially that's not really our strength. It's beyond that.
Can I say, CT? You say he had 15, but then it felt like he had more than 15 carries.
He was involved in quite a bit, but I'm just calling what the stats say.
No, I'm just saying, like as far as the feel of the game, didn't it just kind of feel like he had more than 15 carries?
Absolutely, it felt like 20 to 25 to be real.
Right.
And I feel like we need to find a better method for that because we have to be honest. You know, he didn't start pretty much any game. I don't think any game last year. And he was a rhythm guy. So when he came in, he got into the flow. We have to find a way to help him get that flow. That man Trent Williams is parting seas out there, boy.
Across the middle.
Yeah,
as advertised.
When he hit that linebacker, I thought I lost my life. When he hit that linebacker, real quick, going off the sideline, I'm just throwing this for you too, CT. I'm gonna throw this at you. Just felt like Jerick McKinnon didn't get enough touches.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yep.
3 carries, 24 yards, averaged 8 yards a carry, and got 3 carries.
So what you want to look at, hopefully, is creating kind of looking back at this tape as they always do, and looking at kind of a thunder and lightning thing. I thought Tevin Coleman looked good too.
He looked amazing. He averaged 4.5.
You know, it's really about setting the right lineup and the right feel at that time. I think you got to go hot hand in these situations when things aren't popping the way you need them to. Jet, yeah, he's a problem. And you're going to have to get him involved because if you think that every single time he comes in is going to be a pass play for him, you're not going to be successful. So you have to get him involved in the run game. I got to give E-Man some credit. Look, man, 15 tackles that we obviously needed. And that means the other people may have not been doing their job.
Because look.
Listen, it's D-Hop. It's Larry Fitzgerald. They're going to catch the ball. There's nothing you can do about that. However, you better stop them and save the 6. Look. There's an old story. There's an old story that Prime told when he was in Baltimore. I think Steve Smith blew by him.
When he was 37? Right?
Doesn't matter. Just listen.
Okay.
Steve Smith blew by him, but Deion held him, right? And he was like, "What's up, Prime?" He said, "Look, I'm going to take this 15 so I don't give you 6.
I would have rather taken that 15 and given up 15 for 151.
Hey, but did he score a touchdown?
Come on, don't do that.
Look. If you look at the game, you know there were opportunities that we could have won. I'm just going to finish up with this.
I'm sorry.
Jimmy was off. His timing was off.
Terrible.
There was throws there. There was 2 touchdowns that he could have got for sure, possibly 3 that we missed because his timing was off. That comes down to trust too. I had to look back. Now, do I blame him for the inconsistencies? Absolutely. But I also have to be honest. I thought Ayuk was gonna play. I was pretty.
I can't use the trust one though, CT. These are guys he's played with. Kendrick Bourne he played with all last year and was successful.
Yeah, but Kendrick is Kendrick Bourne, no disrespect, but there's a certain role for him.
George Kittle
there's a certain role.
No, I got you, but George Kittle is George Kittle.
Yeah, but he was hurt.
Trent Taylor, before Trent Taylor got hurt, it was arguably that Trent Taylor was Jimmy's #1 security blanket.
This is why you can't trust everything you hear out of camp.
Look, how many people look good in hey, listen, for you football players. How many people look good in spring camp and how many people look good in fall? Let's keep it honest.
I'm about to have
no disrespect, but I'm just saying that's what it is. People look great in shorts. So we need to see him do it on the field again. I mean, there was when Brian Hoyer was a quarterback for a minute. I don't even want to bring that up too much. But listen, when Brian Hoyer was a quarterback, Trent Taylor was showing something, right? We need that Trent Taylor if he's going to be ascending on this team.
CT, let's go.
But listen, it's game 1. It is a wake-up call. There are some things needed. Defoe was missed. I don't know what's really going to happen with Sally. You need Kinlaw to beat him out at some point if you really want this to work out. But we'll see what happens. Next week we got the Jets, and I think that's time to cook. So we'll see.
Now, y'all not gonna gloss over me. Hold on. I'm gonna keep it real too. It is one game. We don't want to overreact. Niner fans, don't overreact. It's one game. Truly, not only Super Bowl champs could have hangovers. Okay, so let's just go with this. I thought. I'm gonna be with CT. Emmanuel Mosley, yeah, he could have played better, but let's not put it on him. Let's talk about Richard Sherman though. Let's talk about some facts. In the first half, when D-Hop was beginning to cook, Even in the third quarter, Sherman was doing what Sherman does. I don't know why he was playing so far off of D-Hop when D-Hop is not known as a burner. D-Hop leads. Hold on. D-Hop leads the league, or not the league just started, but last year he led the league in most contested catches, right? Now, a lot of those could be 50-50 balls, but a lot of those also could be because there's no separation. So he was giving D-Hop so much space. Do y'all not remember all those toe taps he was doing on the sideline, all of those comeback routes? A lot of those were on Sherman.
No, you're wrong.
I'm wrong? I was watching the game just like you.
Because D-Hop lined up on the left side of the field 90% of the time. That means he was going up against the right corner. Sherman does not leave the left side of the field. I'm going to
okay, look.
Monitor outside of that window.
Hold on.
I
am going to find some videos and I'm going to put it in the field level #FieldLevelFamily on Twitter, and I'm going to post it.
Please post it. So how did E-Man have 15 tackles?
I'm not saying he didn't, and I'm not saying he wasn't on D-Hop on the right side most of the time. What I'm just saying is D-Hop also had plenty of catches with Sherman right in front of him. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You got to look at the full scope. Now, after that.
I got attitude, bro.
After that, I'll tell you this. You mentioned DeForest Buckner. I don't know if this was kind of like telling. The cameraman kept putting the camera on Armstead, who's supposed to be stepping up more now.
It's a different player, though. We got to be honest. Pat, it's not the same player. What they should have been putting the camera on is Kerry Hyder Jr. Who, what, where, when, why, and how. Didn't even know he was on our team. I don't even know who that guy is. So what? I can get a sack. It's like, who is that? Where did he come from?
Hold on.
He's about to be 30. Never heard of him. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry, bro.
Let me finish. He may be 30, but you better be glad you had a 30-year-old to get a sack. Anyway, Kenyon Drake, he had an average day against you guys. But when I look at like the Cardinals,
that's how I feel in the background. Go ahead.
I know. Baby crying.
But that's how I feel. Go ahead.
This guy. Anyway, last thing I'm going to say about the Cardinals is I was really happy. I didn't really see Patrick Peterson give up too much. He had such a down year last year that the Cardinals didn't give him that extension. He kind of had it's the first game. You know, we'll see how he continues to go, but he had a good game. Now the Niners, though. Niners, right? Okay. Y'all need to stop doing that to Kendrick Bourne. If Jimmy throws a better ball in the back of the end zone,
agreed, 100%,
or throws it as soon as the double move is made, like he probably does when he practices, Bourne has a tub.
100%, Quan. You will get
Now, when you say he's not a number one, we're all in agreement. And I'm not even a Niner fan. But a number two, he's definitely a number two. And until until Ayuk hits the field, it is Kendrick Bourne as the number two. That's what I'm saying.
Kendrick Bourne's the number two?
Until Ayuk can prove
no.
He's the number two.
No. Is Kendrick Bourne a number two receiver in this NFL league?
Yeah. On the team he's on, yeah. I can't compare him to anybody. He's only been on one team.
Another game we're going to go ahead on a recap on today is
I got one more point. And this last point. Everybody on the Twitter and on the gram who's been going bad on Budda Baker saying he's not worth that money because he don't get no picks. Yeah, led the team in tackles, was all over the field, and is the main reason why George Kittle was on and off. Because he obviously he got hurt. I hope he feels better. But dude had like 15 tackles, bro. All over the field, tackling everything. Big hits all over the place. Don't need no picks. He's an impact player. Now you can move on. He's worth the money.
Wow. Wrapping up, moving on to the Seattle Seahawks. All I'm going to say is that the 49ers just got to be better. They sucked on all facets of the game today. Jimmy J was terrible. His timing was off. That what was that? The fourth down, the out to Trent Taylor on fourth down when he just threw the ball way too late and Byron Murphy jumped it and knocked and batted it down. That ball has to be out faster. Jimmy G is just like you could see him thinking in the pocket, and you can't play quarterback like that. Next up today, we also had the Seattle Seahawks against the. Seattle Seahawks. Who the Seattle got down with
Atlanta. Yep.
Atlanta. That was a great game.
Good game.
That actually turned out to be a lot better game than what I thought. Russell Wilson is still Russell Wilson. It's just like every year you don't see a decline. It's just like he's the same guy. It's almost like you just take him from year to year and you place him on the team the following year and he's the same as the year before. Nothing changes. honestly, I like the duo of Chris Carson and Carlos Hyde. I thought that was a really, really great duo.
Oh,
I did. What?
oh,
Yeah.
I believe that was CT who was hating on that earlier in the year. Was it CT or was
Me?
it you, Pat? One of y'all was
Nobody hated on that.
Nah,
There was
hold on, let me
nobody
get my
hating.
hand right.
Okay. Somebody was hating. Go ahead.
There we go. All right.
All you want to
Somebody
do, whatever y'all want to do, we could do it. DK Metcalf dropped a easy one early, and then went up top on a nice deep ball. Jamal Adams. Sheesh. Jesus Christ, that guy was all over the field. He was a little bit of everywhere, and just impacted the game in such a way that you understood now why they traded what they traded, and it's probably going to make a lot of sense for them going forward. Also, got to show a lot of love to Todd Gurley. Gurley had a decent day, you know what I'm saying, and I think a lot of people were hating on Gurley and didn't really think that Gurley was going to return to form because of the down years that he had. With the Rams the last few years, because with the Rams the last few years, Gurley just didn't look too hot. It didn't. Yeah. You could tell he was injured. You can tell he was hurt, and it just didn't look like he was his old self, which he was doing in the Rams the early days, where he had 14 carries, 56 yards, 1 touchdown, average 4 yards a carry. I'm definitely not mad at that. Definitely not mad at that. Julio and Calvin Ridley, dude. Y'all gonna tell me that these two cats had 18 catches for 187 yards combined? I mean, 287 yards combined. Them boys was balling. Calvin really opened up with 2 touchdowns. What is up? Why can't Julio score touchdowns?
Because I don't know, but I think when they get in the red zone, it's almost like they put a lot of their focus on him. Honestly, you can't just do a jump ball every time.
True. So Matt Ryan finished the day 37-54, 450 yards, two touchdowns, 1 pick. Only had 2 sacks on him, but threw the ball 54 times. Jeez, I didn't see that coming. My man Russell Wilson, 31 of 35. He missed on 4 throws today.
He was 12 for 12 before his first incompletion.
Dude, 31 of 35, 322 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Have a day, and I think even on. As at a lesser rate than Julio and Calvin Ridley, DK Metcalf 4 catches, 95 yards, 1 touchdown. Tyler Lockett 8 catches, 92 yards, 11.5 yards a catch, no touchdown. But that's a great day.
Great day.
So I think the Seattle Seahawks, and I'm gonna go out on a limb right now and say this: the Seattle Seahawks looked today like the best team in the NFC West.
Without a doubt.
Day by day, week by week, we're going to go ahead on and do that. But Seattle definitely looked like the best team in the NFC West on today. As it stands right now, just going back, and I'm going to throw this over to you. Me and Quan both had the Chargers winning, right? Yep. 1-0. You're 0-1 at that point. CT coming back with the Cardinals. We all lost that.
We all lost. Yep.
So that would be 1-1 here, 1-1 there, and then. My man is 0-2 at that point. Seahawks, we all had the Seahawks, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so 2-1, 2-1, 1-2. All right, go ahead. It's on you, Quan. How you like the Seahawks and
I'll be quick with this. I'm gonna let CT when he get his turn. I'm gonna let him shout out the guy that he put in our group chat. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hog it all, but until then, shout out to Russ. Hey, and Russ we trust, man.
Right,
Mr. Consistency. Consistency. You know what I mean? It's what you're gonna get week in and week out. You're gonna get a magical performance. I don't know. You can't say too much more. Chris Carson, Carlos Hyde. That's a duo that we're gonna see. If they keep playing like that, if that duo continues to go, mainly Carlos Hyde, because Chris Carson is gonna be the guy. He's been the guy, been consistent. But if Carlos Hyde can keep being productive in that rotation, I think they might have to start using Rashard Penny as trade bait to get a corner, because Shaquille Griffin. And what's bruh name? Flowers? Bruh. They're going to do something. That's not working. Julio and Calvin Ridley are going to get their catches, we understand, but they both can't almost have 300 yards combined.
That's real.
It cannot happen. You touched on Jamal Adams. He is Cam Chancellor reincarnated all over the field. And the biggest thing, the reason why I say that, when you see Jamal Adams make his tackles or make his plays, It's the energy he gives after. The smacking himself upside the helmet, the doing all the winding motions with his arms, the getting everybody else hyped up, the screaming. That's what Cam Chancellor used to do.
Yeah.
It's Cam, you know what I mean?
I agree. And I want to point this out because Sadi just put this across the screen and said Gage is going to be a sleeper too. Gage last year had 49 catches for 446 yards, 1 touchdown. And today had 9 catches for 112. So he's already a third of the way to his whole season total on last year. Definitely got to look out for him out of LSU. So just want to throw that out there.
That's awesome. And then CT, one last point that I'll hand it to you. The biggest thing that I like to see from the Seahawks, which is what I want my personal team to do, and we'll talk about them when we get to that game, they don't let the foot off the gas. The way you put teams away is when you have a lead, you keep going. That is the main reason why Matt Ryan had to throw 54. Todd Gurley, like you said, Pat, was having a great game. But when you're getting blown out and you cannot come back running the ball.
All right, got to throw that thing up.
You got to throw it up, man. So shout out to the Seahawks going 1-0. The 12s was not there, but they was there with the with the cardboard fans. But it's all good, man. That's it, man. Good job.
How you like that game, CT? What stood out to you?
Honestly, that was one of the more entertaining games of the day, especially early on. Kind of got out of hand late, but I like the strategy that Seattle had. I got to give them credit. Atlanta has potential to be a very high scoring offense, so they played it that way. Like, let's go, tit for tat, let's get it. And I like how they responded with that. Their defense, they still need some work. Definitely a couple more pieces to support what they have in the secondary. Linebackers, I'm still a little shaky. It's week 1. I didn't get to watch all of it, so I'll be objective. But DK Metcalf is ascending, like we talked about. Tyler Lockett is a nice piece. I would like to see Carson get the ball more. I'm not sure exactly what the dynamic was in the game. I only saw 6 attempts. Carlos had 7. Not making anything of that, but I definitely want to see the ball ran a little bit more. I'm gonna be honest. This is the one thing that I caught early in the game, probably, I want to say in the first half. I'm not too confident in that offensive line, and maybe that's the reason they didn't run the ball that much, because they just weren't as effective. Russell was getting touched early, making Atlanta look nice. And
3 sacks.
That was Atlanta's opportunity to kind of bust it open, and they didn't. So, that's something to watch out for. But I also, Quinn he knows how to play Seattle, so I think that's part of it as well. But
good point.
But yeah, that was something that was interesting. Todd Gurley, it's good to see him back healthy, and given an opportunity. They're going to have to feed him and figure out the best way to utilize him. And it also comes in the passing game, because that's something he was successful with when he was with the Rams. So hopefully they can figure out how that works. Julio's going to be Julio. I like Ridley. Gage is interesting. They got a lot of pieces. I still feel that the defense is underwhelming, but they have the proper pieces, to make some stuff happen. So, not surprised, but Seattle's the cream of the crop as of week 1.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Going over. My bad. Go ahead, brother.
Forgot. Shout out to Freddie Swain, Quan's guy. Only had 1 catch for 17 yards, but a critical before halftime fumble recovery, I believe. So shout out to him.
Let's go.
Okay. Moving on, let's jump over here. Let's try to get through this. We got the Raiders and the Panthers. Shout out to the Las Vegas Raiders, undefeated in franchise history. As the Las Vegas Raiders, they're undefeated, 1-0, 34-30. Derek Carr, 22 of 30, 239 yards, 1 touchdown. Josh Jacobs, man, 25 carries, 93 yards, 3 touchdowns. Bell cow, just give him the ball.
Yes, give him the ball.
4 catches added on top of that, 4 catches for 46 yards. Had a grand total of 139 all-purpose yards today. Have a day. I've been saying this, and I think I kind of feel validated a little bit. Henry Ruggs is going to show up on the stat sheet as 3 catches for 55 yards, but it wasn't great for me personally, because he had that one long one for 45.
Was nice.
Which was nice, but then after that, he had 2 catches for a total of 10 yards. So, I mean, you know what I mean? So we have to kind of get some consistency with him, trying to get him the ball out in space. He's a burner. He's a speedster. He showed that. Getting him the ball more, I think, will be a dope addition. Darren Waller 6 catches, 45 yards. Nelson Aguilar had a nice over-the-shoulder touchdown catch. I actually I liked that catch. It was decent. My surprise was Byron Edwards. I think that we all kind of thought Bryan Edwards would kind of be more intricate in the offense. He would kind of be somebody that they utilize a little bit more, just kind of going off of what we heard. Ended up with 1 catch for 9 yards. Not too great. Hey, shout out to John Abram. Coming back after missing all of last year, had 9 solo, 13 total, 1 tackle for a loss. Did a decent job, didn't mess up. I think Damon Arnett did some pretty good stuff. I'm not too mad. I think did Crosby play?
Did who?
Crosby.
Oh man,
yeah, he
what
did.
I'm saying? He definitely played. Definitely played.
I know. That was just me taking a little bit of a jab.
That's a little jab. It's okay.
Yeah, just wanted to kind of see. But Quan, I think this is one somewhere where you can kind of say, as our resident Raider, how did you feel about your Raiders performance?
Exactly what I thought would happen. Of course, the win is always good. Look, man, Derek Carr, his stat line is exactly what I predicted it to be. He's going to have a few incompletions, no turnovers, under 300 yards passing. Very, very Derek Carr-like. You mentioned Henry Ruggs. Henry Ruggs, other than that big catch, that was very good to me. I was driving back home today from Long Beach, and as I'm listening on the radio, we hear the long 55-yard completion to Henry Ruggs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, the long Derek Carr's first play on offense. First play on offense, he just chucked it deep to Henry Ruggs. It wasn't completed, but that shows me like, okay,
a set of precedents.
They need to respect us to be able to throw it deep.
Right.
I think we have to do that a couple times a game. And now I'm convinced that John Gruden only drafted Henry Ruggs to open everything up for Darren Waller, because everyone in the world knows Derek Carr is throwing to Darren Waller or underneath every chance he gets. And it frustrates me, even though we won, because while I'm listening to the broadcast, and this was a Panthers broadcast team that was calling the game. There was a time where the dude asked the other guy, he was like, "What did you think about Derek Carr?" And he says, "Well, Derek Carr is known as a check down Charlie. He's going to hit the tight ends, he's going to hit the running backs, and that's why DBs jump everything." I mean, everyone sees it. So I'm glad today that we got one connection deep. I'm glad today that the Nelson Aguilar play was not considered deep, but it was a nice ball. Derek Carr can throw deep. He throws a nice deep ball. You need to make them respect it more, because everybody's going to watch the film and just jump everything. So come on, you got to step it up, Carr, please. Other than that, Darren Waller did what he does. I love him. Josh Jacobs, like you said, bell cow, give him the ball. I'm glad to see him get more involved with the passing game, because Gruden said he wanted to do that this year.
Mm-hmm.
Showed. Devontae Booker, I'm glad you played good. That was a surprise to me, but please hold on to the ball. You fumbled, it went out of bounds. That's why you got cut out of Denver for fumbling. So please correct that. Damon Arnett had a great game, other than the double move he gave up. And you're a rookie, and double moves, everybody can beat on double move. So he'll play better. Abram is a missile. That is his nickname, a missile. He's smacking everything moving. So I'm glad he played well. And last thing I pointed on the Raiders, very, very happy with our new linebacker, Corey Littleton.
Yeah.
He showed why he was worth the money. He was all over the place. He was kind of a spy on McCaffrey on some of those passing downs, and he did a pretty good job on McCaffrey. I think he held him under 40 yards receiving, which is hard to do against a guy like that. So good job, Raiders. We got the dub, but, I got to keep it real, man. Derek Carr, come on, man. You played good, but I need you great if you want to make the playoffs.
There it is. CT, how'd you kind of feel about the product that the Las Vegas Raiders put on the field? I got to say, C-Mac went for 96.
Yeah,
he 96. Yeah, so
I'll start there. I'll just say that, congratulations, Las Vegas, man. This is definitely a win that you're going to need in order to ascend yourself this season. So shout out to y'all for making that happen, man. Win the games you should win, right? I'm not going to spend too much time on Carolina, but Jay Chin, the corner, I like him. I'm just going to say that. Shaq Thompson, shout out product, to my sack guy. D2 product, yep.
Nice.
So two people I really enjoyed watching. And then flipping over, Derek Carr, I saw him taking more chances today. Little, from what I saw early on, and that was impressive. Jacobs is their bell cow for sure. Well said, Pat. You got to make sure that he gets the ball 20 to 25 at least, maybe even 30 to win the damn game for you, whatever you need. But that's the guy. The little bit that I did see of Booker, similar to what I saw in Denver, a tough runner, somebody that can get you, short yardage. So I did enjoy watching him in that facet. Aguilar impressed me with that catch. Last time I heard from bruh, they were saying he can't catch, and
Facts.
So that was good to see. Edwards, if I remember correctly, and you would know better than me, Quan, in camp, was he kind of like a red zone guy?
He was. I don't want to say a red zone guy, but he caught a lot of those tough catches, the third downs, the third and four, third and five, quick slant stuff. He was doing all the dirty work, but
Got it.
I think he'll get more involved. But that just goes back to Derek Carr. He likes to throw inside the numbers. He likes to hit everybody instead of the guys on the outside. I don't know why, but
It'll take time. Trust.
Yep.
You're two of the three biggest weapons you have from a receiver perspective, are very young rookies, so it's going to take time to really build that rapport and that chemistry within the game. It was nice to see Jason Witten out there, short yardage, short pass catching, opportunities. Abram, really excited to see Abram, man. I think that he's going to be a monster this year and should make the Pro Bowl with his play. And I think that you guys have some pieces that put you in position to be competitive in a lot of games. So, shout out to Vegas.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Vegas, man. Did a good job of opening up with a win. And I think that if I recall myself correctly, I think, Quan, you was the only one that had the Raiders win that game out of the three of us, right?
I expected that, but yes.
All right, put some respect on their name. Next up, Chiefs 34, Texans 20. Man, did they pick up where they left off or what? Shout out to CT going out on a limb and just saying, Clyde Edwards-Helaire was going to be a boy. I was hating. I didn't want him to be, but that man is a whole grown man. So shout out to Clyde Edwards-Helaire going out and doing what he did against the Texans. One thing I will say, and I'm not going to stay here long. Texans, Kansas City offense it's ridiculous. It's just they just throw it up, hand it off, whatever you want to do, they're going to do. And if I could be honest, Patrick Mahomes didn't play awesome to me.
No,
didn't really play that great to me, but they still look like a superior offense out there. One thing I will say is Bill O'Brien needs to be fired at the end of this year. Bill O'Brien needs to be fired at the end of this year. Why is that? He traded DeAndre Hopkins for David Johnson, and David Johnson scored one time, and here goes the announcer saying, well, it looks like that trade worked out. No, the heck it didn't. It did not. Let's be honest. Today, DeAndre Hopkins had 14 catches. On Thursday, the Houston Texans receivers had 13. DeAndre Hopkins today had more catches than the whole Houston Texans roster did. And now, Bill O'Brien, I am calling for your head. Get out of there. Shout out to the Kansas City Chiefs. Once again, they look like the best team in the AFC West. That's all I got. Go ahead. Matter of fact, CT, go ahead and tell us about Clyde. Let us know about Clyde the Glide.
In the words of Pinky, say it again. Clyde is nice, man. I was giving somebody some fantasy advice as well and told them to pick this man up. He's a little bit more versatile than what you get from Williams. I like Williams, but he's just a more versatile player and arguably a better running back as far as, between the tackles and just, a little his skill set. So Williams is more gadget based, so you can only get a certain amount of production. Helaire can give you some work, and it showed up in that game. Plethora of weapons, very scary as usual. It looks like Tyreek Hill put on a little more size. I've seen him kind of bodying some of the corners a little bit more than I've seen in a while, so I could appreciate that. Sammy Watkins is a baller. And I'll be honest, you alluded to Patrick Mahomes didn't look special. He didn't have to be, and that's scary.
That's what it is.
That's something. Yeah, that's something to worry about. So we'll see how that goes. Defensively, I thought that they had some good moments. Matthew was all over. I saw him moving around pretty well.
Honey Badger.
And, from a Texans perspective, it's more of the same. It's even worse now in a sense because now Watson has to be special all the time. He already had to be, but now it's like, damn, it's really me. You're going to have to really get David Johnson of old. And then, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I think, is a on a regular basis. I just don't think they have enough at receiver. Cooks played better than I thought he would. Fuller is good to have him for,
it's like they got a retirement home at receiver, it feels like. Like Randall Cobb, Brandon Cooks, all names that was good like 7 years ago.
Right. And defensively, other than Reed, I'll give Cunningham some credit too. Reed, Cunningham, and Watt, of course. There's some holes, man. And, it comes down to your head coach / GM. So, I'm going to call for his head as well at the end of the year because Watson deserves better long term.
Like my man DNA said, get him out of there. I will say this as I pass over to Quana to have his words on that. I understand it was because of his mom, but somewhere Williams at running back is sitting there like, dang, I opted out. When I come back, I ain't got no job. When he come back, he ain't got no job on me. Quan, how you feel about that?
Agreed. Agree with that. Please don't take this wrong. This is not a comparison at all, but I'm just spitting out the facts here. Will Fuller did go 8 catches for over 100. Now we could say it was garbage time. They were already getting blown out, but I mean, you're still going over 100. I just think, and David Johnson also had over 100 total yards too. It might have been garbage time, but I just think what I think happened. They came out the gate hot, and they were up just like last year when they played in the playoffs. They came out the gate hot. So if they just would have kept the foot on the gas, and then who knows what would have happened. So Bill O'Brien, I'm not going to call for his job just yet, but I will say he got about until their bye week to figure something out because it's not looking good. The Chiefs, remember we had this discussion. Patrick Mahomes doesn't have to be special. He has too much around him. They have a team around him where he doesn't have to do he doesn't have to be Superman all the time. And his stat line would have been even better if Robinson, their third receiver, didn't drop 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? And he doesn't drop too often either. So, everybody got to get those first game jitters out the way. But I think they'll be good. And this is just my harsh criticism. I really do think Travis Kelce is probably, to some people, he's the top tight end. To others, he's the second top, right? Him and Kittle go back and forth, however you want to grade him. Mm-hmm. Kelce would really be much more better or more effective if he learned how to break tackles more. I swear, he gets tackled by every arm tackle. But you are too big to be getting tackled by a DB's 190-pound arm, bro.
He's a finesse tight end.
I understand that. I don't expect him to block like Kittle or throw off defenders like when he be stiff arming people. I don't expect that, but I do expect you if you cut back across the field and a DB put his arm out there and it hit your kneecap. I don't expect you to fall, bro.
Nah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? But that's all I got, man.
All right, well, here we go. Last game of the night, as you all probably just watched, was the Los Angeles Rams versus the Dallas Cowboys. The Rams taking the win 20-17 over the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know how. I guess it was like weird. Like if being honest, it was just like weird. Like, Brown had 79 yards on 18 carries. Cam Akers had 39 yards on 14 carries. Jared Goff was 20 for 31, 275 yards, and an interception. Robert Woods had a good day, 6 catches for 105, but then the next receiver after that was 4 for 40. And then if you look at the Dallas Cowboys offensive stat line, you say they won. Like if you just look at the offensive stat line, okay, 25 for 39, 266 yards, 1 touchdown. Dak. Ezekiel Elliott, 22 carries, 96 yards, 1 touchdown. Amari Cooper, 10 catches, 81 yards. CeeDee Lamb, 5 catches, 59 yards. Gallup, 3 catches, 50 yards. If you look at that, you say the Dallas Cowboys won. But the issue is that defense. That Dallas Cowboys defense, they need a lot of help. I know Van Der Esch, they lost.
Go ahead.
I know Van Der Esch went down with that collarbone.
It's broken.
Yeah. So he's out. Shout out Aldon Smith.
Yeah.
Aldon Smith led the Dallas Cowboys with 11 tackles, 6 solo, a sack, and a tackle for a loss, and 2 hits on the quarterback.
Did he do the dance? I didn't see the sack.
You know what I'm saying? Aldis Smith came back and in his first game in 5 years and was effective. So shout out to him for that. I got to salute him on that. But can I be honest, I didn't care about this game.
No, I get it.
So Quan, have your way, sir.
I'll be very quick, man. Aldis Smith, shout out to you. All the internal demons you had to overcome, and you did. First game in 5 years, man. You came out, and everyone expected you to play just based off of all the hype we've been hearing, but no one expected you to be on the field for that many plays. You might as well. I don't know if you played every play, but you might as well have. They need to trade. Hot take. They need to trade DeMarcus Lawrence right now. You paying that man top defensive end money, and you let a guy who ain't played in 5 years have a more productive night than you?
Yeah, one tackle.
And yes, I didn't watch the full game. I left to go to the grocery store to get the baby some milk. But I will say this: when I was watching, though, I don't want to hear about, he was taking all the double teams for. That's what all this. No, he was not. They don't give him that much respect to get double teamed every play. He's not Aaron Donald. First off, so they need to seriously think about trading him and maybe getting another linebacker now that Vander Esch is out and Sean Lee out. So they need to think about. Yeah. Again. Cooper had a good day. Jalen Ramsey, for the most part, followed him. He had a good day stat-wise, but when the rubber needed to meet the road, fourth quarter, Jalen did what Jalen does. Shut it down. Almost caused the fumble. Had a big incompletion. Had another big defensive stop. He did his thing. He definitely got his LeBron James on with the flopping. I'm sorry, his James Harden on with the flopping for that PI.
Yeah, whoa, chill out, bro.
My bad. He did get his flopping on with the PI, but other than that, he did very well. I was surprised at how good Malcolm Brown did.
Yeah, had a good day.
I was very surprised.
I told you guys Cam Akers suck.
He didn't suck, but it felt like every time he got the ball, CT, correct me if I'm wrong, and I'll pass it over to you. It felt like every time Cam Akers got the ball, there was somebody in the backfield, and he had to make a miss immediately. Am I wrong?
So you pulling the what was that gridiron game? What was that when they just let my man? He's back there running back. Let him through. So
okay, look.
Off.
CT,
no,
I want you. CT, tell Pat. Look, if I'm wrong, then I'll be quiet and say he sucked. But am I wrong though?
So they turned up the heat when they 23 back there. Let's go.
Yeah, probably.
Get out of here.
You know what? Malcolm Brown is more proven. They trusted him more with the offense and everything. That was a little alarming, to be honest with you. But it is game one. Maybe it's going to take him it's going to take him a while to win them over. So we'll see how that progresses. Robert Woods, he's a great player, man. I've always enjoyed him. He's one of the best receivers in USC history. I don't care what nobody tells you. He was filthy at USC. So, yeah, I said it. And
I just don't want to say nothing. Oh, my God, Joby.
So, I'm definitely a fan of his game. Defensively, I felt the aggression. Jalen Ramsey looked really good. I'm a little disappointed in the Cowboys offensively. Felt that they could have clicked a little bit more. But I think it's a matter of time. I think they'll cook up a little later in the season. I'm not saying I want them to be super duper successful, but I just expect a lot because I feel like they have a lot of weapons. And defensively, I think they just got to gel. I actually think that they have a pretty good defense on paper.
Again. Yeah, on paper.
But I think that it can transition to the field and become something decent to get them where they need to go this year.
Yeah, man, I think it was all in all a great day in West Coast football. I think that it was all pretty well. The only team on the West Coast that lost was the 49ers. The only West Coast team, AFC and NFC West, was the 49ers that took an L. Y'all know we got Denver tomorrow night. But as of right now, it is the Niners the only team that took that L in the West Coast. I think as I'm looking at it, and we'll put this down later, I think that is it Quan, are you winning right now?
Yes, sir.
Are you? What's your record? Okay, we got 1-0 right there against the Chargers. 1-1 against the Niners for the Niners, 2-1 with the Seahawks, 3-1 with the Raiders, 4-1 with the Chiefs. And did you pick the Rams or the Cowboys?
I think I picked the Rams. We'll check back.
We'll check
give you that.
We'll check the tape. But if you did, you sitting at 5-1. I am sitting at 1-1.
We don't need to talk about it.
2-2, 3-2. I think I picked the Cowboys. I think I'm at 3-3 right now. Yeah, I think I'm at 3-3. CT.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, listen, we're going to be back here, man. Back here on Wednesday night, man, to talk some more football. Get ready for upcoming week 2 football. And we're going to do a recap on Monday night's game on Wednesday. So I want you guys to all be back here with us Wednesday night here on our YouTube channel at The Field Level. You can also follow us on Instagram at The Field Level. Follow us on Twitter at The Field Level 1. If you are into podcasting and listening to podcasts, you can find us on Spotify, Pandora, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Deezer, Stitcher, Podchaser. Man, just look it up and you're going to find The Field Level wherever you go, all right? Hey, last words, Quan, CT, send us out of here. Last words from you guys.
Green Team Gang, stay hydrated.
Green Tea Gang over and over again. CT, what's up with it?
Just ask for us on Alexa. That's all you got to do. I tried it. It works.
Hey, he was juiced about that Alexa the other day. I want to let y'all know he was juiced about that Alexa. So listen, before you guys leave, what I want you to do is to go this way. Go over there. Click that subscribe button. Click those notifications on. Subscribe to The Field Level. Get the notifications for The Field Level. Tell a friend, tell your sister, tell your brother, tell your mama, tell your cousin, tell a friend again. And we love y'all, Field Level family. Watch out if y'all want to be a part of that Field Level Family Fantasy Football League. Hit us in our DMs on those because we are doing our draft tomorrow night. So we're going to try to get you guys in there, all right? Hey, Field Level family, it's your man Pat over and out. We love y'all.